You say that, Miss Griffin. From what I'm kind of hearing is that you don't agree. You're not happy about the right to vote because you don't agree. You feel that whoever you vote for is not going to be able to accomplish that. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this, and I look at Mr. Lee. How old are you, Mr. Lee?
66 this year, Your Honor.
So Mr. Lee's 66. So he has a lot different perspective on the world than I do. I think I can relate to a lot of the stuff because I read uh, my history books and I know what's going on at the time when Mr. Lee was born and what was happening in the world. Where were you? Where are you born and raised in the city of Detroit, Mr. Lee?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Yeah. So he's been through a lot more than I would say all of us in this room. But I hear what you're saying, Ms. Griffin, but I would say to you respectfully that if you don't vote, you will never see that harmony that you're trying to get to. Or well, I won't say never because it still could happen, but you know that harmony that you're getting to, whether you if you vote and don't get it, at least you have raised your hand and at least you have stepped in the game and said, I believe this person is the person that should lead us, and I believe this person can accomplish the goals that I want to have accomplished. By not voting at all, you don't get the opportunity to say that. You follow me?
Yeah.
So you know, and here's my spiel on what's going on now. You're coming into the elections in an off election, meaning that when you get the presidential elections every 4 years, that's when all the big money is spent. That's when all the hoopla and all of that stuff is raised, right? But
Yeah.
it's these elections that are coming up, these off elections, in my opinion, are the most important because these elections are the people that are electing your local officials. And I believe that your local officials have much more of an impact on your everyday life than the national elections do, than the president. Not to say that the president doesn't have an impact on your life, but the local elections have a much bigger impact. So I wish you would let me say this. I respect and applaud you for engaging me in this conversation. And I definitely respect your view. You articulated yourself you sound like a person that is much older than your age and numbers by what you said. And I appreciate that. So you got any, you want to comment anymore? I'll let you say what you want to say.
um, and I want to take off of what you were saying about our city officials. Also, that too. When selecting a city official, I want to make sure the city of Detroit is in the right hands. Like we have we have kids that's not even in school, or we have kids that's on abandoned blocks. Like it's a lot going on in Detroit. And I want to make sure like the officials put a stop to like the bad things in Detroit.
Listen to her. Look at her. She can come here and do my job, Miss Murphy. Mr. Lee, do you have a comment on that?
Yes, I mean, I can understand her perspective from her point of view, considering this generation and their insights and understanding regarding issues. But as you asked me earlier, I'm a born and raised Detroiter from the east side. I actually grew up around the corner from the historical house of Dr. Odom Sweet.
Now, let me stop. Have you ever heard of that name, Dr. Sweet, Miss Griffin?
I heard it maybe once or twice when I was talking to my art teacher.
All right, go ahead. Let me go ahead and let you finish, Mr. Lee.
And yes, sir, I grew up in that neighborhood at a time when identifying with, African American or Black perspective or understanding was something that you initially has to grasp from experience and insight of what was taking place at the time. And I'm as well left that neighborhood at a very young age and joined the military and put in 15 and a half years. And a few of them were in the overseas when I was a very young man. And the same as you, entertaining the concept of what you like articulated or demonstrated in people that you want to see handling, orchestrating, and implementing things is something that you have to just be insightful on the individuals and promote what they're about and what they're doing through their individual channels. And that's my comment regarding that.
I mean, listen, I wish I had a more time and another platform to have both of you all speak on what you guys have just said, because I think both of you have basically are looking at the world through totally different lenses, but you're also saying pretty much the same thing. Let me acknowledge Mr. Lee. We appreciate your service. That this is one of the things that's given us the opportunities to have the liberties that I have, Mr. Lee, going off and putting his life on the line and fighting for our country. But I gotta say, Ms. Griffin, I'm very impressed by you. You articulate yourself very well. I want you to, when you come back, I'm gonna write this in your file. I want you to look up Dr. Sweet, and I want you to see, and I want you to read about what all he did and what all he stood for. He was a Black doctor in the city of Detroit, and he grew up in the Black Bottom neighborhood. And he wanted to buy a home, and he bought that home in a predominantly all white area. And that doctor brought him and his family to that home. They got a historical marker at that home right now on the east side. And that doctor brought him and his family, and he was presented with a white mob that were doing anything to move him out of that area. And they brought their guns, they brought their posse, and they were going to try to intimidate him or do whatever to him in order to get him out of that area. He fought, he shot, and he killed one. Am I correct, Mr. Lee?
That's exactly right, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
And this is what I'm going to tell you about America. You know, we fought for our civil rights and we fought for these rights, but we didn't do this on our own. Mr. Sweet hired one of the best attorneys that's ever walked the face of this earth in Clarence Darrow. He was out of Chicago, a white man. And he represented Mr. Sweet because he believed in his cause and he believed that he should be exonerated. And he went to trial and he got found not guilty for a lot of reasons for the lawyer that he had. So I want you to look that up. And when I want
and the judge, Your Honor, and the judge, Frank Murphy.
And the judge, Frank Murphy. Thank you. And the judge, and that's where we get the name Frank Murphy Hall from right now. So I want you to look that up, and I want you to read about Dr. Sweet. So I got Mrs. Williams Law on the line. That's good afternoon, Ms. Law. I know that wasn't much of a break because we just left out of here probably about, my staff only got about 15 minutes because we went way over the time this afternoon. So I applaud them for hanging in there with me. And we're going to get going now. Galaxy 812, good afternoon to you, sir. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Sean B. Perkins. While court is in session, please keep your backgrounds quiet and clear. Sit back, wait for your name to be called. Also, if you're in a vehicle, there is no driving while court is in session. Also, there is no talking, eating, drinking, gum chewing, walking around, or smoking of any kind, and please remain properly dressed at all times. Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon. And like Officer People said, I'm Judge Sean B. Perkins, and my mantra is I bring the court to the community. I want to add to that mantra, bringing the court to the classroom. I want to be able to get in some of these schools and give my message and what I know and what I've learned about the law and life to some of our younger individuals so that they can understand the processes of
Did you get the hand
the court and sort of the necessary things that I think that we're lacking when it comes to everyday courtroom procedure. So with that being said, I'm going to start by calling Miss Janae Griffin, case number, this is the City of Detroit versus Janaya. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Janaya, I'm sorry about saying it wrong the first time. Griffin, case number SP 1230672, counts 1, 2, and 3, and SP 1230667, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Murphy, P51422 for Ms. Griffin, who appears via Zoom. Ms. Griffin, would you state your name for the record, please?
Janaya Griffin.
All right, Ms. Griffin, we talked off the record, and I mentioned to you that I wanted to see you get a driver's license, ma'am. You have some tickets. What do we have? No, an improper license, a no insurance misdemeanor, an improper plate, an improper display of plate, and a no registration ticket. Counselor, I want to give Ms. Griffin an opportunity to get a driver's license. I don't know whether she has any tickets in any other jurisdictions. I will give you an opportunity, Ms. Griffin, to speak with the counselor in the breakout room if you don't understand some, or if you just want to speak with her and regarding the matters. However, just printing out these ROA here so that I did indicate that I wanted to see Ms. Griffin registered to vote. She indicated to me that she's already registered to vote, and I congratulate on that. I do appreciate Ms. Griffin engaging in that discussion, and everybody else, Mr. Lee as well. And Ms. Griffin, do you understand if you can bring in documentation as it relates to this vehicle and these plates? I will review that and we'll take that up on April the 29th, 2022. I'm just going to put you in a breakout room momentarily because, Counselor, I don't have an offer for Ms. Griffin right now. I can summons the city attorney in the court to get an offer, but I think I want to see I want to see Ms. Griffin get a driver's license. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room and then you talk to the lawyer, and then we'll have you back and we'll figure out what you're going to do. All right?
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Lee.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And you indicated to the court, and I just asked very narrow questions. I want to preserve your Okay, so now I see more questions, more issues here. Can we get Mr. Lee's file? There we go. I do not have an offer in your file either. I can get you one. I can set a trial date, or I can set another pre-trial date. I will give you an opportunity to display that insurance and registration if you have it. But I do see some other tickets, and I'm treating this like a one-stop shop for you. You have the tickets that are on the docket today, which would be the no insurance misdemeanor and the disregarding a traffic control device. And then you also have some tickets that you got at a later time. Looks like a month later.
Yes, sir.
That would be expired plates. Where's my statement?
If I may inquire one thing, Your Honor, these additional tickets that you're asking me about now, are they for a court date that's supposed to come up on 3/18?
They probably are.
And if
Yes.
they are, I do have all the information and updated documentation to verify that as well.
All right. All right. So we're gonna encompass all this. So whatever date you get, whatever action that happens after today, you're gonna get one court date in all of this, all right? If we have a court date, or I think we're gonna have to have a court date because I don't have, I can get the city attorney in here, but the state is difficult to get in here. And I see this couple of charges are state charges. That tarp failure to tarp a load is written under the state code. So I need a state prosecutor in here for that.
Yes, Your Honor. I also have had the accoutrements on the truck with the attachments for hooks and tarp straps also done as well.
Okay, so you're saying, I'm not saying that you are saying that you didn't have them at that time and therefore the ticket is proper, but I did hear you say that you have those on the truck at least right now, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor.
So in the law, just to give you a little education, if you didn't have them before that, and you got them now, that would be called a subsequent remedial measure. And the court would not look at that as a way of guilt. We allow people to do subsequent remedial measures because we ultimately want whatever problem solved to be solved. And you would still be maintaining your innocence and not offering any way of any testimony that just because you got it now does not mean that you have it later. You understand that you didn't have it at that time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. But if I may interject just this one more thing, it's that I made a pertinent issue of acknowledging that to you because at the time I was stopped by the officer regarding the top and the improper plates and all that. The truck I was in.
You might be talking too much, Mr. Lee. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, but the truck that I was in, I was coming from a job with it, and the officer that wrote the ticket told me that if I corrected all of the issues that he wrote him about, that he would consider dismissing them because I complied with his order.
Okay, all right. Let's Robert Johnson. All right, let's go back. Oh, she's getting what you call it. I'm gonna set a trial date for you, Mr. Lee,
Yes, Your Honor.
April, and I still gotta put it on the record, so don't go anywhere, but April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m. You'll come back for a trial and bring whatever evidence that you have, being insurance, plates, and the evidence about the truck being repaired. All right, let's go back on the record with Miss Griffin. Miss Griffin, I've given you an opportunity to speak with counsel in the breakout room. Counsel, what does your client want to do?
Your Honor, Ms. Griffin would like to set the matter for a pretrial so that she can come back and bring some documentation.
Do you want to set it for a trial?
Sure, why don't we do that?
We'll just set it for a trial, and that way we can get some resolution then. I'm sure that Ms. Griffin is going to impress the city attorney and everybody involved, but she's going to come back in with a license. I'm going to bring in license and research Dr. Sweet.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Griffin was in the midst of driver's training when the pandemic hit. So I don't know if she's actually going to be able to produce a driver's license for you in April.
Do you want to give her some more time?
Ms. Griffin, do you have any idea how long it might take you to finish driver's training and obtain your license?
I was going to Secretary of State to take the written test.
Oh, okay. Do you have an appointment?
For March 7th.
Okay. Well, Judge, I think hopefully she will be good then by the time she comes back.
All right. Well, I got the notes, and I'm glad that you were candid with your attorney. That's what this is all about. You need to make sure. What I'm going to say to you lastly too is, I want you to make it a habit, and this is for everybody in the room. I would suggest that you associate yourself with an attorney. It's just an invaluable thing. And when you make those relationships, sometimes we think attorneys can be overpriced and stuff like that. But when you make those relationships, you have to have one. And you're a young lady, ma'am. It sounds like you're going to be doing some good things in this world. I just associate yourself with an attorney, because people think just because it's just a civil infraction or misdemeanor, it's still punishable by 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. So I can still send you to jail upon a conviction of this. All right. So I'm going to have you back, and we'll set a trial April the 29th, 2022. I've marked the file. So I'm going to ask you to bring a license in. I'm going to ask you to do some research on Dr. Sweet. And I want to make sure that I did mark it to say you were in the midst of driver's training during the pandemic, but you did say that all you were waiting on is to get your to get into the Secretary of State and take the written test. So I'm sure you're going to be very fine on that, Ms. Griffin. Just get back in here, and we'll get an offer to your client on that day.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, and thank you for engaging me in that conversation, Ms. Griffin.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you next time. April
right.
29th, April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
Okay.
All right, have a great day, ma'am.
You too.
All right. Let's call the city of Detroit versus Lester McKinley Lee, case numbers SP 122-782-11, SP 122-782-31, SP 123-6613, counts 1, 2, and 3, SP 123-6614, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Murphy, P51422. For Mr. Lee, who appears via Zoom. Mr. Lee, do you consent to proceeding via Zoom?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And would you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Lester McKinley Lee.
And Your Honor, just so you know, on the docket, I only see two charges. I don't see the other 4 that I think you read into the record.
I'm aware of that. I'm also treat this like a one-stop shop, so I go into the system and I look to see if there's any other open pending matters. And
Appreciate you, Judge. Thank you.
Other matters, so we can consolidate this and he can get a global resolution.
Yes.
Mr. Lee, however, has artfully stated his case as it relates to the matters that aren't on the docket today. And we're particularly talking about the failure to tarp a load ticket. Those are state matters. I told him that it's difficult to get an offer on those because the state prosecutors are very short-staffed. But he indicated that the officer told him that if he takes the subsequent remedial measures, I know Ms. Murphy is very familiar with that term, then he shows proof of that. The officer said he would give him some relief. Therefore, I'm going to set a trial date in the matter on April 29th, and you'll come back with Ms. Griffin, and hopefully she has read and can provide some more information about Dr. Sweet on that day, along with bringing a driver's license. And then on that date, we'll get some resolution to all of these matters. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna just make the file officer stated that if things were fixed, he would dismiss. That's for just the ones that Officer Robert Johnson wrote. Mr. Officer Latch, I know he's gonna show up. I think Officer Johnson's gonna show up too. But Latch is not a bad guy either. We'll get some kind of resolution on that date, all right, sir? And I would suggest if you have anything by the way of insurance documentation, registration documentation, and the like, I would suggest you bring it on that date, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your discussion in that matter too. And I look forward to seeing you on April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. You have a blessed and safe day.
You have a better one, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Lipscomb.
You out there.
Lipscomb.
Hey, I'm out. I'm good. I seen you
put you out, Mr.
but
Lee.
ain't God good?
See, you just leave.
No, look.
Hello,
All right. On the telephone, who is that, sir?
Reginald Lipscomb.
Yeah, Lipscomb. I got you. Who's at 313-910-9225?
That's me, Mariana Ramos.
Okay. Say that name again, ma'am.
Mariana Ramos.
Ramos?
Yes, R-A-M-O-S.
And spell the first name for me.
M-A-R-I-A-N-A.
You're not on my docket this afternoon. Let me look that up right now. See if you're in the right place. Yeah, you are. You must have got your tickets out of Southwest Detroit, yeah,
Yes.
and you missed your court date. No, you didn't. You're scheduled for a hearing today in front of Christina Robinson Garrett, but you'll have to pull her file. All right, sit tight, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, Lipscomb, he was here
Yes.
next. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I don't have a file. I don't have a file for this case, but this is something that you're probably gonna want. The city attorney is probably not going to give an offer to him. They're gonna want to speak with the officer regarding this.
Yeah, I would love for him to speak to him.
I got you, sir. This is the city of Detroit versus Reginald Dennis Lipscomb, case number SP 1229948, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, Counselor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Murphy, P51422. For Mr. Reginald Lipscomb, who appears via Zoom. Mr. Lipscomb, do you consent to proceeding via Zoom today?
Yes,
And
What-
would
I
you
mean-
state your, sorry, sir, would you state your name for the record?
Reginald Lipscomb.
Are you able to turn on your video, sir?
I'm trying to do that too. I had to actually come to my son's school, get him out of class to even get in here, and I still can't get in video. I'm hitting start video, but it's nothing is happening. And I
Are
took
you
him out of
okay to
class.
proceed without video, Your Honor?
If he can't do it, he can't do it.
Okay,
Yeah, he went back to class. Now I left out the building. I'm sorry.
that's
I
okay.
don't feel that he's, I feel that he actually can't do it. So
I can't. I'm sorry.
anyway, there's no offer in the file. They're both city cases. I can get him an offer, but he indicates that he wants to have that officer come in as well. So, Mr. Lipscomb, I can give you a trial date on April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m. and we can get the officer in here.
That is saying I want to fight against the ticket, correct?
Yes, that's exactly what it's saying.
100%, 100%.
All right, so I have you scheduled for trial at 9 a.m., the 29th of April at 9 a.m. 2022. Let me ask you this, sir. Are you a registered voter?
Never.
I wish you would get in the game, sir. We had a good discussion. The young 18-year-old Miss Griffin was kind of very impressive on what she articulated on her. This is her first time she's going to be able to vote. I don't know what your apprehension to it is, but we're losing representation at astronomical rates. And yeah. Go ahead. You want to say something, Ms. Lipscomb?
No, you broke up though. I'm sorry. I didn't hear your last word.
I was saying we're losing representation at astronomical rates.
Right,
The
I
only
said
way to
correct. I understand.
right the ship is for you to get in the game and start exercising that right that people have died and have been maimed and been jailed and imprisoned for. As a matter of fact, I just saw the case in Texas. It was a young lady in Michigan. If as long as we're out of confinement and not in the correctional institution, we have the right to vote regardless of whether we're a felon or not.
Well, in
Texas, they don't have that right. The felons are not able to vote, if I'm understanding that correctly. A young lady, she had been in prison and done time in the Department of Corrections in Texas. And she thought that because she wasn't in prison any longer, that she would be able to vote. And she went and voted. And you know what they did? They charged her and they found her guilty and sentenced her back to 5 years in prison for that. And I just read the headline today where the judge overturned that sentence and granted her a new trial. Hopefully they right that wrong, because we all should have that opportunity to vote. Shame on Texas for not letting somebody who's paid their debts to society reenter society and be a part of society like everyone else. But we're thankful that our laws are not like that. So, sir, is a whole lot of people have died and been imprisoned and been maimed for the right to vote. And you kind of don't do them any justice by not exercising that right. So hopefully you can rethink that and get in the game.
It's possible.
All right, sir. I'll see you back on the 29th, and if you have something to say, I'll let you say it. If not, think about that, and we'll talk about it on the 29th.
Yeah, no, I'll wait till the cops available so I can let everybody know how they is. That's all. Let's show them up.
All right.
All right.
Have a great day, sir. Be safe out there.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Put me off of here, or can I?
I can put you out.
If I'm done, I would appreciate it.
All right, I know you've been put out better places, right?
No. No.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great one, sir.
You too. Have a better one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Glover,
I'm here.
I appreciate your patience, ma'am.
Thank you kindly.
All right. Okay, I think I can get the name. Janiqua,
That's correct. Thank you.
thank you. All right, so this is the city of Detroit versus Janiqua
Lene.
Lene, I had to mess something up. There's no, I don't surprise myself with that though. Case
Well, I mean,
number
you got
S-
the first name, so that's a good one right there. Don't too many
Yeah.
people get it.
I should try. I try to get them all right. But case number SP 1227089, counts 1, 2, and 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Murphy, P51422, for Ms. Janiqua Lene Glover. Ms.
Okay.
Glover, do you consent to proceeding via Zoom? I just had to show the judge up on the pronunciation there. Sorry.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
consent to proceeding via Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you state your name for the record, please?
Janiqua Lene Glover.
All right. That's why she's doing the hard job, and I got the easy one. So, Mrs. Glover, let me ask you this, and you can refer to your attorney before you answer. Do you have a driver's license, ma'am?
Not at the moment, because I literally had a Secretary of State appointment for October 15th. When I contacted the Secretary of State, when I contacted the driver records department, I did not have a ticket in the system. I know I got pulled over back in July, which I told them that. But when I called, they said it was nothing in the system. I didn't receive a ticket in the mail and with the court date until
Let me
a week
stop.
before my appointment.
Let me stop you. And the people always tell me, I don't mean to interrupt you, Judge. And I'm like,
No,
yeah,
you're
you do mean to interrupt me, you know what I'm saying? So I won't say the same thing. I did mean to interrupt you, but
You're fine.
if these are the only tickets that you have, and then these tickets are not holding you up from getting a driver's license. I can say that.
I went to the Secretary of State for my appointment, and that's the ticket that she printed off for me. And then when I contacted them, she said that I could not do anything. I had to wait till February 28th for my court date because it was a misdemeanor for that ticket. Yes.
And what ticket number did she give you, if you remember correctly?
I don't remember off the back of my head, but I know it was 3 and 1 for the no tax, no insurance, and no driver's license.
I don't understand that.
I was confused. I've been very, very upset about it because I would have had my license back. That was the only thing that was stopping me from getting my license. The lady told me I had to pay that ticket first.
Sure. Well,
All right, run her driver's license, please.
okay, will do.
Yeah, I don't have an offer in the file. That doesn't mean I can't get one. The city attorney just stepped in. we can get an offer. However, I would really want to see, Ms. Glover re-engage the Secretary of State, because I'm gonna look here and just take a cursory view of, her driving record, see what I can see, and I'm by no means any expert on reading these driving records, but I would like to see what they're talking about.
Okay.
In the meantime, I can, without an offer, there's really no reason to put you in a breakout room. I don't know why none of these files have offers in them.
That's crazy.
So I can offer your client a pre-trial date or a trial date. She's only got 3 tickets, expired plates, driver license suspended, and a no insurance misdemeanor. There are no reinstatement fees. Nothing is in default. Everything is copacetic on this end, and in my experience, she can go get a driver's license. These tickets should not affect that at all. But they're mere allegations, man. Let's see what this driving record says. So she is suspended.
But suspension isn't abstracted until adjudication, so I
No,
don't
know, so
understand either.
It's gotta be something else.
Yeah,
Dearborn, you took care of Dearborn, ma'am?
Correct. I surely did.
Yes, pled guilty. When did you go to the Secretary of State?
That was before I had Dearborn ticket. That was in October.
No, Dearborn tickets go all the way back to October of 2020. The reinstatement was lifted.
So I'm not sure how that. No, I had tickets before October, but that wasn't for Dearborn. Dearborn, I got a ticket from Dearborn last year.
When is the last time you've gone? When was the last time you've gone to the Secretary of State and they said you need to take care of these tickets?
That was October 19th of 2021.
October 19th.
Yep, and the print off that she gave me, October 19th of 2021, it had this ticket on there for 36th District Court. That's the only ticket that was listed. All of my tickets are paid for. I made sure that they all are paid. Like if we look it up, do anything now, all of the tickets are paid for.
I see that. I would suggest you go back to the Secretary of State. I would suggest you go back to the Secretary of State. I'm counselor. All I
So you're telling me that I can get my license with this ticket?
As far as I see, as far as this driving record, counselor, all I see is ticket, and I can go through it. There's not that many of them. It is not. So Hazel Park, 1/16/2018 on the Hazel Park tickets.
Even all of those are cleared up.
Hold on a second, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
I'm just giving you a record and letting your counselor know what I'm looking at. Because she doesn't have the benefit of being here. Those tickets seem like they've been taken care of. The reinstatement date was 4/5/2021. There was another abstraction from the Hazel Park 2/27/2018, and that reinstatement date was 3/19/2020. Hazel Park reinstatement date 4/5/2021. She loves to roll around in Hazel Park. Hazel Park reinstatement date. Well, pled guilty 27/2021. additional suspension effective 4/19/2019 to 2020. Okay. Another same Hazel Park 2/7/12/27/2018. They must have wrote you for everything under the sun, man.
Yeah, just trying to go to work too.
Pled guilty, pled guilty. Have reinstatement dates 4/5/2021. Warren for a ticket. The reinstatement date was 4/8/2021. Another Hazel Park 2019. The termination date, the reinstatement date was 4/5/2021. Hazel Park, same 4/5/2021. Dearborn 10/27/2020. The reinstatement date was 10/1/2021. Dearborn, same thing, reinstatement date effective from 12/23/2020 to 1/22/2021, so you should be good there. Another one, I will go back to the Secretary of State. I can set a trial date for your client counselor, and we can deal with these matters on the date of trial. I don't know if you had proper plates and insurance on that date, but I would suggest if you want to take this trial date that you get those documentations together and bring those into court. I can give her a trial date, April 9th, 2022 at 9 a.m. I can let you speak with the lawyer in the breakout room, ma'am, if you need to get some clarification on what's going on. Other than that, April 29th, 2022. You want to speak with the lawyer, or you want to just take that date and come on back?
I'll just take that date. You said the 29th.
The 29th. I would get a driver's license. I don't see anything. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able to get one. These tickets should not have anything to do with you get the license. Now don't go in there acting up though. If they don't get
I'm not. If they don't, if they don't, I'm just gonna bring you the information that they was given to me. Which, like I said, that's fine. I'll take the date though.
All right, Ms. Glover. Have a great day, ma'am. I'll see you back April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
You too.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The gentleman on the phone, okay, that is Miss Ramos. Is it lady? Yes. The young lady on the phone, Miss Ramos. This is the city of Detroit versus Mariana Ramos, case number SP 1265392, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record that is not on the docket here for some reason.
Kathy Murphy, P51422 for Miss Ramos, Your Honor, who appears via telephone. Miss Ramos, do you consent to proceeding in this manner today?
Yes.
And would you state your name for the record, please?
Mariana Ramos.
Okay. I have her scheduled for a hearing on 4/20/2022. That's already in the system. All right.
Okay.
That's our community court date, ma'am. That date, you would not normally be on my docket because I only have the traffic matters with the last name G, L, or O. However, I do get all the matters out of Southwest Detroit that you got a ticket for. That's the reason why your last name, Ramos, is coming to me. On that date, we can offer you community service in lieu of fines and costs. And I, quite frankly, counselor, I'll offer anybody community service in lieu of the fines and costs as a way to resolve the matter. But the community court date, we'll be working with the Southwest Detroit Community Justice Center, and that's how all the cases that aren't going to be normally scheduled in front of me, that's how we resolve them, through community service. So,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Ramos, do you want to do community service, ma'am?
I actually cannot. Is there any way that I can just pay the fees?
You listen, you can always do some community service. Everybody that comes through, most people say that. But if you just want to pay, then in April, we're going to send you back to your alphabet judge. So you're going to get another date. So think about that. Come back April 20th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Well, let's do this. We call it the case, right?
Yes, he did, Judge.
We can get her in on this week, March the 2nd, if she wants to come back.
March 2nd?
Yes,
Yeah, that's fine.
that's at 8:30. So we'll arraign her. Well, both of them are civil infractions. We'll just get a March 2nd, 2022. That is our community court date on a Wednesday at 8:30. Get here early, ma'am, so we can get you out.
Okay.
And you'll be presented with your options on that day. If you don't want to do community service, we're going to send you off to another courtroom and you're going to have another date, all right?
Okay. I was also told that if I showed my ID and insurance, that those would be eligible to be waived.
You have a
Would
no
that be
proof
in my
of
next
insurance,
hearing?
but you have a failure to stop. So here's the deal. You'll do 8 hours of community service and then we'll dismiss everything else. That's going to be the deal.
Just bring your documents on March 2nd, Ms. Ramos, okay?
Okay, so I have to present myself in court?
No, on Zoom.
Yeah, you can do on Zoom. Oh, she has a
Okay.
no ops ticket too. A no ops ticket too. So she has 3 matters. So it may not be the same offer. Do you have a valid driver's license, ma'am?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you may be able to get away with it. Come back March 2nd, bring those documents, that insurance as
Okay.
well. All right, and
Okay.
get here first, because it's gonna be a lot of people. The quicker you get here, the quicker you get out.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you later, ma'am. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, on the Galaxy A12, what's your name, sir? You have to unmute yourself.
Benny Lane?
Benny Lane?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, Benny James Lane. We have one matter in warrant status. Let me make sure this is you. What's your date of birth, sir?
2/1980.
Yeah, we have one matter in warrant status. We have another matter that is in default status. That happened during the pandemic. Counselor,
Ask you to recall the warrant, Judge, please. And set aside the default.
and then we have 2 matters that are on the docket today. All right, let's call the cases. This is the City of Detroit versus Benny James Lane, case number SP 106-70771, SP 106-90291, SP 122-89551, SP 122-89581. Appearance for the record, please. Oh, wait a minute, we got more. We got case number 16-29-51311. That's in warrant status. And the other ones are in warrant status as well. I mean, our default status, and we're not going to touch those. I'll give your client some relief on those by waiving the late fee and reinstatement fees for those.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Appearance on the record, counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Murphy, P51422. For Mr. Benny Lane Jr., who appears via Zoom. Mr. Lane, do you consent to proceeding via Zoom today?
Yes.
And would you state your name for the record, please?
Benny Lane Jr.
Thank you. Your Honor, I would ask you to recall any existing warrants.
I'm going to recall the warrants. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for your client, and I'm going to give him a $0 bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I don't have, let me see the file. I don't have an offer in the file. What I'll do for your client, like I said, the civil infractions, I will waive the reinstatement fees and the late fees.
Thank you.
That's on 15-474-6772. On 15-474-6771, I'll waive the reinstatement fees and late fees.
Thank you.
Get you back to the original cost of the ticket, sir. On 16-29-51301, I'll do the same thing, waive the late and reinstatement fee.
Thank you.
On 16-29-51311, I set aside the default. I'll allow your client, if he wants to pay reinstatement fee up front, I'll allow him the opportunity to do that.
I'm confused, Your Honor.
All right, he's got a misdemeanor that he needs to adjudicate some sort of way before he knows what's going to happen with that. That's a 16-29-51311 ticket back in 2016. A drove while license not valid. Either he sets a trial date, and if he does want to set a trial date, I'll let him pay the reinstatement fee up front. That way he can go get a driver's license, and we can deal with the ticket on the back end. Or
I see.
we can get him an offer today, and he can pay. He already looks like he already got his mind made up. He wants that trial date, but
Yeah, I want my license.
so
I'm sorry.
for SP 106707771, I will waive the late fee. I will grant your motion to set aside the default judgment, and I'll waive the late fee I'll waive the reinstatement fee. So now that ticket is able to be adjudicated. And we can set a trial date for that one as well. For SP 106-90291, I will, he can either get an offer on those tickets, or I will let him pay the reinstatement fee up front. And set a trial date. I'll let you talk to your counselor to see what you want to do, sir.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, there are several where the reinstatement fee is outstanding, but if he were to pay it, he would be able to obtain his license without adjudicating all the matters. Am I understanding you correctly?
You are understanding exactly correct. And it is the policy of my court, is that, first of all, I realize what people are coming in here for. They want to get a driver's license. And I don't want to hold it over anybody's head, that they have to rush into a decision or try and take a plea that they can't make an accurate factual basis to that end to get a driver's license. I want them to be able to argue the case, and then I believe that if they feel like they want to argue the case, I'll let them do that. In the meantime, I'll see if they pay their reinstatement fee, I'll allow them to pay their reinstatement fee to get a license and to deal with the case on the back end.
This is very
So that's
kind of
just-
you, Your Honor. How many reinstatement fees would he have to pay while waiting for a trial date?
So it appears he would only have to pay 2, because on the
Okay.
civil infractions that he didn't pay, that I didn't set aside the defaults on, I waived those reinstatement fees myself. There were 2015 and 2016 cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You want to speak with the counsel in the breakout room, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Join the room, sir, please.
Room 2, Your Honor.
Room 2.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Are you understanding what I'm writing down there? Not write waive,
Oh.
waive, and stuff like that. And then we usually get a pay by date. All right.
Yeah, we have to put a pay by date in, otherwise the system won't take the disposition. And then, so the pay by date. they
This
go to
thing
the-
here is something that's not earlier.
Oh, I just canceled.
I don't know where to file it.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I'm trying to put the entry down. Oh, excuse me.
Another part, there's another one that has a one on there. Um, well, Lane has a one too. And then there was another one that had a one on it too. Can you put a one on that drunk driver?
What was that? That was doing the, that was, yeah, I'm working on the ones from this morning.
Let's put that on the record. Those, Tory Terrell. Let's call the case, let's call the case. All right, what do we have? Let's recall, let's go back on the record with Mr. Benny Lane. I'll give you an opportunity to speak with the council in the breakout room. Council, what's your client want to do?
Your Honor, Mr. Lane would like to pay the 2 outstanding reinstatement fees. He appreciates very much the court waiving the reinstatement fees on the civil infractions, and he would like to come back for a trial.
All right, I got to pay the reinstatement. The best way I know to do that, sir, is to come down to the courthouse, probably at the end of the system by tomorrow morning, and then tell the court, and if it isn't in the system by tomorrow morning, you can come up here, and we can make sure that happens. But the best way I can tell you to do that is come down to the courthouse and let the clerk know at the window that the court ordered that you can pay those reinstatement fees up front, and then you'll get some clearances going to the Secretary of State. Then I set a trial date, April 29th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will it be clear to the cashier which tickets Mr. Lane will be paying reinstatement fees on, or
Yes.
should he get the ticket numbers before we leave?
I can give them the ticket numbers before we leave, but I marked on each one of the ROAs what this in order of the court will be. You have an ink pen, so I can give you those ticket numbers.
Yes, I can get one.
All right, Ms. Murphy, I'm going to recall a case that I had this morning. I thought it was set for trial, but it's actually set for review. The individual didn't show up for court. So he lost, so it was operating while intoxicated.
Oh,
And it's under review, so he's on probation. And he has some things that are listed specifically what is asked of him, and it doesn't appear that Well, I don't know what he's done because we didn't get probation in here, but the fact that he didn't show up, I want to warn out on him. And I want to put that on the record.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, whenever you're ready, Mr. Lane.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, that'll be 16-29-51311. And SP 106-90291.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're a registered voter, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, I hope you're in the game. If you're not, I hope you get in the game.
Yes, sir.
All right, if there's nothing further, I'll see you back April 29th, sir.
9 a.m. Right? Okay.
Exactly. All right, have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's recall the case from this morning. This is the City of Detroit versus Tory Terrell Love, case number Z80677041. As I indicated off the record, Ms. Murphy, I know you weren't the counsel at that time, but I overlooked it was reviewed. It's operating while intoxicated, and this individual, it doesn't appear that he's done anything. I know there was some specific requirements outlined, and whether he's done anything or not, he didn't show for the hearing today. This case dates back to May the 27th, 2020. He took the plea. The date of sentencing was 10/22/2020. He took the plea on 9/14/2020. It was operating while intoxicated, high BAC, admitted to operating while intoxicated. We didn't get the probation in here because he didn't show up.
Your Honor, what's his name? I'm gonna just check and see if he's incarcerated.
Tory Love, Tory, Tory, Terrell, Terrell, Love, Love.
Okay.
And Your Honor, so usually what happens is based on the proceeding, so because it was a trial and he didn't show up, we would automatically send him a show cause, and for the review, depending upon what his requirements were. If he only had to pay money, we're supposed to put defendant failed to pay and close it out and take it to the closed file. The closed file's downstairs. That's what we were told. So I haven't looked at it yet because I haven't gotten to it. But I put that you want a warrant out. I don't know.
Well, let me just say this. I understand what you're told, but I see here that he entered into this agreement on the dates that I have.
Right.
I don't see that he has really appeared or complied with anything.
I agree.
And he pled guilty on 9/14/2020. He was set for sentencing on 10/22/2020. He was sentenced on that date. He was supposed to be, he has a phone number here. He was referred to pre-sentence investigation. I do have a phone number here for him. On that date of sentencing, I imagine that the pre-sentence report was done and the court got it because the court issued a fine and $795, a urinalysis testing cost to be determined. There was a 12-month probation, attend a victim impact panel, attend an Alcohol Anonymous once weekly, attend and complete alcohol highway safety education, shall not use or possess any illegal drugs, attend outpatient treatment, submit to drug urinalysis, shall not consume any alcoholic beverages, pay all outstanding traffic tickets in full, and obtain a Michigan license by April 2021. marijuana intervention program, view consequences, $100 assessment fee to be paid forthwith, apply outstanding bonds to fines and costs, failure to comply will result in jail time. Then there was a miscellaneous action on schedule for discharge from probation on 10/22/2021 in front of me at 8:30. And I don't know if he even appeared on that.
Did someone put entry in? You pull it up.
Yeah, Officer Miller as the probation officer.
And I've had probation officers call judges' courtrooms and request.
Now it's
There's a warrant
Officer
put out.
McCall is the probation officer now, I believe.
Call.
So he didn't show up, and I don't know what he's done.
Right.
So we're gonna issue that warrant out for his arrest.
I don't see that he's in the Wayne County Jail or the MDOC, Your Honor.
He made a payment. That's back in 6/16/2021. Let me read further here. On the notice to appear was generated for this, and for him to be here 10/22/2021 in front of me. On 10/27/20 probation module action, probation officer Miller. On 11/5/20, notice to appear generated. On 12/21/2020, previous address, you all circle. On 1/20/2021 probation module, seems like those are changing the probation officers, that's McCall. On 5/10/2021, he made a partial payment at a DivDav kiosk in the amount of $25. On 5/31/2021, it was reassigned from Judge, I believe this is Langston's key number, P34839, to me. On 6/3/2021, request and summons for probation violation generated. On 6/4/2021, a notice to appear is generated. On 6/7/2021, miscellaneous actions on all counts scheduled for probation violation hearing. On 7/8/2021, probation officer McCall, notice to appear requested. Let's get probation officer McCall in here. Tell her to zoom in, please. Notice to appear schedule, all parties, all counts scheduled for probation violation hearing on 7/8/2021. Virtual notice to appear requested, all parties, virtual hearing scheduled, summons signed. On 6/8/2021, notice to appear generated. On 6/9/2020, notice to appear generated. On 6/16/2021, a partial payment in the amount of $30. On 7/8/2021, definitive bail to appear. Miscellaneous actions, all bonds set, $100 bond, definitive cash bond. On 7/22, a warrant was generated. On 7/23, lien, second party check done for warrant entry. On 10/27/2021, notice of non-compliance. On 11/10/2021, driver's license reinstatement fee, and those necessary fees were generated. On 12/20/2021, a penalty of 20% was applied. On 1/6/2021, motion action, all counts scheduled for arraignment on bench warrant on 1/20/2022 at 8:30 a.m. Notice to appear requested, warrant cancellation requested on 1/6/2022 at 4:12 p.m. Warrant cancellation accepted on 1/6/2022 at 4:13 p.m. On 1/7/2022, notice to appear generated. Arraignment on bench warrant held in front of me, scheduled for review on 02/28/2022. All right, virtual scheduled hearing. Your analysis testify 1/28/2022 and monthly thereafter. Attend AA meeting weekly, attend victims impact panel, attend and complete alcohol liability safety, attend outpatient treatment, so not using just drugs, attend marijuana program. He gave a previous address. CAFA attorney present for arraignment, notice to appear generated, order of probation generated, order of probation. The due date for payment is February 28, 2022. Supervision fees are to be held, to be paid to the court in the amount of $420. The fee is payable immediately. Conditions, your analysis test by 1/22/2022 and monthly thereafter. Attend AA meetings, attend victims impact panel, attend and complete attendant 06 outpatient treatment, shall not possess or use illegal substances, attend marijuana program, registered to vote, probation module action, probationary. That's it. So it appears he showed up for the arraignment, but hasn't showed up in order to test and do some things. Right. And he's just not in compliance. I gotta say, that's a beautiful room you have back there.
I think it's Vito Corleone's library, Your Honor, or study. I wish it were mine.
She's just telling us that because she doesn't want everybody to know how good practice is.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, dear Lord. No, you want to see what it really looks like? I'll show you.
That is a nice looking room.
No. Well, she was, and then she had to leave, and I think she said she was.
Well, I don't know if we need
she's sitting in
Ms.
this
McCall to put this warrant out, but just continue to show cause. We had a case today where the lady, for some reason, the court, and this preceded me, didn't do what they were supposed to do, and she was placed on probation over 2 years ago. And now the time has run out, and the city attorney's office did their research and said that I don't have any jurisdiction over them anymore, so I dismissed the
They
case.
kicked him out? I mean, is that what he said?
Well, I closed it out without improvement. She'd already pled guilty. But this seems like one of those actions that's almost about to happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming down.
Hold on one second. No, she's not here. I called her supervisor. She's not here this afternoon. He said he would try to find someone to Zoom in.
That's okay. We're just gonna issue the warrant.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So let's put a warrant out, we'll put a $250 cash bond on that for failure to appear. And the reason being is because the defendant, and I was reading the bar journal, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, this past issue, they specifically talked about the bail and the you know, it is the court is supposed to really take a great amount of apprehension to issue money bonds in the matter, and they want you to articulate for the record why, and I get it and I understand, because the main issue of the article was talking about addressing the fact that, you know, some people can pay the bond and some people can't. And it's not fair to the, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but some people can't. And yes,
I apologize. I got, I'm hearing both you and the clerk very, equally.
Madam Clerk,
Okay,
so,
well, okay, I gotta, I don't know if I can do that. Sonny, you know what, call trial services, I apologize, around call trial services and see if Sonny was in here. And she says it's okay. to me. Okay, thanks, bye.
so, you know, I'm gonna put on the record why I am issuing a cash bond in the amount of $250, because I read the record, I read the register of action, and I read the procedure, and this is not the first time the defendant has failed to appear in court. That is one of the fundamental principles of bond, is making them appear. I'll even say that article did stress that bond doesn't do anything to necessarily reassure somebody appears. It did mention that, but also the conditions laid out in the in his probation. I don't know if those conditions have been met, and the nature of the offense is a drunk driving. And if the defendant is still not complying with testing, we don't know what the defendant is out there doing. We don't want to put himself or the people of the state of Michigan, or anywhere for that matter, in harm's way if he continues to exhibit the same behavior that he already had pled guilty to. This case has gone on for almost 2 years. There's the probation officer, Farmer. Oh, good afternoon, Officer Farmer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record with Tory Terrell Love. I don't know if you've had a chance to review the file at all.
I'm actually just skimmed through it right now, Your Honor.
And just tell me whether he's done anything that the court has ordered him to do.
The last notes was that letter was mailed. A voicemail was left with the instructions on there. We haven't got anything of him starting and or completing any of his terms, and he does still have a balance of $1,080 that's owed down to the court.
All right, so that confirms what the court was already under the impression, we're basically assuming at the time that he hasn't done anything. So I'm going to issue a warrant on this against him in the amount of strike that $250 cash.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Any, Ms. Murphy, I know you probably don't have any kind of, I'm putting you on the spot as it relates to this case, and trust me, I understand that you are just this wasn't even your case from this morning. It's just a case that I had this morning that I saw that was set for review. I initially thought it was set for trial, and then when I looked at the docket again, I saw that, and I just happened to look at the register of action, and I wanted to see if there was any kind of compliance, and now you've confirmed that, Officer Farmer, that there is no compliance. So that's the court's reasoning, and we will that'll be it. I appreciate you zooming in, Officer Farmer. Counselor Murphy, I appreciate your diligence and your representation today, and Ms. Williams Law, I appreciate you as well.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you, Your Honor. It's always a pleasure to be in your courtroom.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye, Sam.
Bye.
Bye.